I'm Jason UFC, and today we have a story about UFC fighter Conor McGregor has finally been removed from the official UFC rankings for the first time in over 8 years. Conor McGregor has been removed from the official UFC rankings. The former lightweight and featherweight champion Conor McGregor, 22-6 in his MMA career, has not competed in the octagon since July of 2021. Over a year. Wow. The 34-year-old Irishman was defeated by TKO during a trilogy match with Dustin Poirier at UFC 264. It was during that fight that notorious Conor McGregor broke his leg, which required surgery. With the most recent published UFC rankings, it marks the first time Conor McGregor hasn't held a place since after his second promotional appearance in am I reading that right? After his second promotional appearance in August 2013 when he defeated Max Holloway via unanimous decision at UFC Fight Night 26. Wow. Following that win, Conor McGregor broke into the rankings at number 12 in the featherweight division ahead of his first headlining fight versus Diego at UFC Fight Night 46 in July. Diego Brandao at UFC Fight Night 46 in July 2014, where he defeated Diego Brandao via TKO. With his success continuing, McGregor went on to become the champion at 145 pounds featherweight, moving up when he defeated Jose Aldo. He then moved up to lightweight, where he again took the top spot by dethroning the champion at that time, Eddie Alvarez, via a TKO at UFC 205 in November 2016. McGregor has held the number 14 spot at 155 pounds lightweight division following the most recent published UFC rankings. The name McGregor is now nowhere to be found. Let me see. Is there anything else going on in here? No. Okay. So, man, this is I hope this is kind of a new policy for the UFC. You know, it's it's kind of crazy because me and rankings, we don't really go together. I don't really care about rankings. I don't think the average fan knows who's the number 7th ranked fighter in any division. So rankings don't really matter. I gotta admit it. Rankings they just don't matter. But when you look at the rankings, right, and you say Conor McGregor, right? I don't know. He had more than one fight at lightweight, but he only had one win, literally one win in the UFC in the lightweight division, right? That win came in 2016 in the lightweight division. Like, Conor McGregor was never ranked in the welterweight division, so we have to move on to that point. His next 2 wins in the UFC was against Nate Diaz, right, at welterweight. He lost the first fight versus Nate Diaz, then he went on to defeat Nate Diaz by decision. And then he had another win. Conor McGregor had another win versus Donald Cerrone in the welterweight division. So Conor McGregor had 0 wins. Well, excuse me. He had 1 win in the in the lightweight division in 2016, and he's been ranked in the top 15 in the lightweights, right? Basically since 2016. So that's unbelievable. Even if you look at the UFC rankings today, Tony Ferguson is still ranked in the lightweight division. RDA is still ranked in the lightweight division. Both of those fighters have moved on to welterweight. Conor McGregor, like I said, his last two wins came in the welterweight division. So once again, UFC rankings, they don't, for the most part, they don't really mean anything. Personally, I don't think Conor McGregor should have been ranked in the top 15 in the lightweight division since 2016. I think I would say after his second loss to Poirier, he should have just dropped out of the rankings. But I mean, it's really difficult to drop someone out of the rankings when they lose to, a top five ranked lightweight. I just think that if you only have one win since 2016, that gradually other people would just be ranking above you, right? So it just shows that it's kind of a mess, the UFC rankings. As I said, Tony Ferguson and RDA, two current welterweight fighters who both of their last fights happened in the welterweight division. Those two fighters are still ranked in the lightweight division. So, you know, with my issues with Conor McGregor being ranked in the lightweight division because he only had one win in the lightweight division, and that came in 2016, there's still a lot of, problems with the UFC rankings. And at the end of the day, rankings don't matter because you know what? Respectfully, Conor McGregor, whether he's ranked or not, when he returns, he's a headline fighter. He's a main event fighter. Conor McGregor doesn't have to be ranked anything in any division. He will be the headline. He will be the main event, and that's not going to change. So if he's ranked 16, if he's ranked 1, if he's ranked 7, it doesn't matter. Conor McGregor name is, edged in stone in the UFC, and whether he's ranked or not, he still draws the most water for the UFC. But like I said, I just think as much as I hate rankings, and I think the whole ranking discussion really is not a big deal, besides, some fighters on UFC Twitter who basically choose not to fight someone because they're like, well, I'm ranked 5 and this person is ranked 11. There's no reason for me to fight them. When the fans, they don't care about the rankings at all. Like I said, Conor McGregor hasn't won a fight in the lightweight division since 2016, and no fan cares at all about where he's ranked in the lightweight division. But I do think this is a good move. Maybe in the future, rankings will mean something. Maybe in the future, respectfully, people like Jorge Masvidal won't be in the title conversation because they haven't had many wins in the last few years. Even Conor McGregor, he shouldn't be in a title conversation. But, we'll see if this actually leads to something. I personally think that, if Conor McGregor enters the testing pool, he will be ranked once again in the lightweight division. I think this is just them saying, he's been out of action since, all of this year, right? They probably didn't want to take him out of the rankings after he got injured in July of 2021. That was last year, so they probably didn't want to just take him out of the rankings. But after a full year of no fights, I think that's probably what it is. Like I said, once Conor McGregor comes back, he will find a spot in any rankings, whether it's featherweight, whether it's lightweight, or if it's welterweight. He will be ranked if he returns to the UFC in 2023 and returns to the testing pool. But let me know your opinion. Are you like me? Do you not care about rankings at all? Like, I really, I gotta be honest, I don't care if the number one fighter, like we just saw Piotr Jan. Piotr Jan was ranked number 1, and he fought Sugar Sean O'Malley. Sugar Sean O'Malley was ranked number 11, right? And they still fought, and Sugar Sean actually won. But let me know your opinion on UFC rankings. Do you care about where a fighter is ranked? Do you not care, like me, don't care at all about where fighters are ranked? And or do you also agree with me that, it's the ranking system doesn't even matter, right? Like, it doesn't matter at all. Who cares if you're the 4th or 5th or 6th? You're either the champion or you're a challenger. right? That's what I say. You're either a champion or a challenger. If you're a challenger, you need to fight whoever you need to fight to become a champion, right? It doesn't matter if you're second and the person is unranked. You need to fight someone, right, to become champion. At some point, you just need to win fights in the UFC, and that's the only thing that matters. It doesn't matter if you fight someone ranked above you or ranked behind you. I'm Jason, UFC. Today we had a story about Conor McGregor has finally been removed from the UFC official rankings for the first time in over 8 years. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the $1 donation button, and please tune in to the next video on this channel. Thanks a million for watching.